Welcome, dear viewers, to my latest video titled Be a Critical Reader, not a gullible sponge, not a blotting paper. So, there is a reason for that title. The reason being that whoever we are, you see, whatever we produce, we are simply human, imperfect human beings. Mistakes are always with us, no matter how careful, no matter how much technology, AI, computers, what have you. You may even be the inventor of those technologies, but mistakes will still be with us. They have a way, these mistakes, of finding their way of creeping into your final product, regardless of how careful, how many you are, whatever technology you have. So we have to be very, very, very critical each time we approach a written passage, you see, in order for us to arrive at a greater and better understanding and the truth. So for this video, I have actually consulted 4 different dictionaries. I chose them at random, and whatever I will say about them will apply to the remaining dictionaries. It's always the same everywhere. Mistakes will always be there. Whether they are Webster's, American Heritage Dictionary, all of them have got imperfections in one way or another. It can be punctuation, it can be misspelling, it can be grammar, and so on and so forth. Let's start with the Oxford. This one, I used the Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary of Current English by this comrade, he published the first edition in 1947. Today, 2010, it is still being published. 8th edition, Oxford University Press. And so, here are the compilers of this dictionary. There are about 38 of them. All of them, the creamiest linguistic authorities of the cream, They are extremely knowledgeable in linguistics. But we will still see later on, that they have also some gray areas in their production. Go. Let's now tackle the next dictionary. Like I've said, we have used 4 dictionaries for this presentation. Oxford, Cambridge, Collins, and again Oxford Hachette. H is never aspirate in French. So we write it, we don't pronounce it. Hachette. Oxford Hachette Dictionary. These are the 4 dictionaries that I've used. We are through with the first one. I've shown you the number of compilers, and the same number can be applicable to the rest of the dictionary. It's never a one-man show compiling a dictionary. Never, never, never. You need to consult with other experts, linguistic experts. Now, this is Collins and the 12th edition. Collins Dictionary is a pocket dictionary, just for the pocket. It's not a classroom dictionary. It's not a library dictionary. Pocket dictionary. Look at what they've done. This is their phonetic transcription, la transcription phonetic transcription of the consonants in English and in French. Comparative study here. Now, as you can see, these are not letters. They are symbols for sounds. They represent sounds. This is not P, this is B. This is not B, this is B, like that. These are symbols, although they are the same as the 26 letters of the Roman alphabet. So when we come like this is my contribution. This letter S, so, rice, kiss, and then sal, sir. Why should nation be here? It is not the right place. It's a misfit. It shouldn't be here. This is nation. It must be removed. Let's come to this one now. According to Collins, the sound, the affricate che, doesn't exist in French. I say it exists. That's why I've put a plus. My contribution. It exists. Like I said, Chad, the country, Czechoslovakia. That's how it is transcribed in the dictionary. So I beg to disagree with them there. The rest, I'm in compliance, in agreement with them. This is the sound nye. You see, Like you say, agneau, vigne. Why put church here? It's a wrong place for church. Church is supposed to be just here, not there. It's another weak point. And so, it is hoped that in their next 13th edition, these, you know, uh, misplacement or omissions would be added, would be rectified. And now, let's analyze, scrutinize their vocalic phonetic transcriptions. Collins has transcribed like this. If you see two columns, the one on the left is for French, on the right for English. Something similar, all right? So now, what can we omit or add to this one? You see? And so, on the first page here, I am in full compliance agreement with Collins, indeed. Now, let's come to this one. This side here, Collins tells us that the diphthong, you can say diphthong or diphthongs, both sides, both sounds are recommended by the dictionary. Nothing wrong. According to Collins, it seems that there is not a single diphthong in French, which is not true. I say plus that A is also present in French. Like here, you say séisme, le séisme, réitérer, A. According to Collins, there is no I in French. I say there is I, so long as there is a tremor. Naïf. Tremor means the two consecutive vowels should be read separately. Naïf, maïs. Then Collins says there is no ow sound. I say there is ow sound when there is a tremor on you, on top of you. So this word, the king in the Bible, would be read as Saul. Collins says there is no oi sound in French. I say there is oi sound. Again, when there is a tremor, like when you say Moïse, it's moi, oi, coit. So these are the contributions that I thought I should point out so that their next edition would include them, in their inventory of vocalic phonetic transcriptions. Just a minute. And now for the actual identification of some gray areas in these dictionaries. And for your own information, I've also added the American Merriam Dictionary. You see? So we have also added the American Merriam Dictionary, with some gray areas. We start with Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. In there, the 8th edition, we have got this. We lost the game, although everyone played well. It's found on page 80 of this Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary. That's ungrammatical. Why? Because grammar tells us that when you start your sentence with a main clause and you end it with a subordinate clause of contrast, there is no need to put a comma between the two clauses. The point is a punctuation mistake. It must be corrected, otherwise it will mislead the learners. You see, here in Africa, for instance, or maybe outside the UK, I would say, people take it for granted that everything found in these books is the gospel truth. They don't question anything. I think it's not very good to adopt such an attitude. We are all fallible beings. No one is perfect. So the comma need not be there because the sentence starts with a main clause. 2, they have written there on page 780, they've written, if I was in charge. This is what we call in grammar unreal past tense. And with unreal past tense, all the persons, first, second, and third, in the singular, will take the verb were, if I were in charge, not if I was. This is a real past tense, like behind us. But if I were, it's unreal past tense, like when I say, if I were rich. I'm not rich right now. I'm using the past tense to mean the present. It's high time you did your homework. I don't mean last month. I mean do it now. So this is unreal past tense. It's supposed to be if I were, not otherwise. Another mistake is here. They've written these are illustrative sentences. Hardly had she spoken, then she regretted it bitterly. It's not true to put the connective to go to that clause is not then when the beginning is hardly, scarcely, rarely. It should be here when or before, not than. Than should go with no sooner than invasion than, not this. This is a faulty construction. This sentence is poorly constructed, grammatically speaking. And then we come to the Cambridge Advanced Learners Dictionary, as well as Cambridge International Dictionary of English. In there, you find such constructions in the illustrative sentences like me and Mrs. First of all, it's wrong to do that, you know. This is an objective personal pronoun. It can't go in front of a verb. It should be after the verb. So the correct construction should mean I and me. But then again, even the positioning, when you are involved, you put yourself last. It should be my Mrs. and I are. We proceed. Not like this. Completely wrong. Totally ungrammatical. Unjustifiable by grammar. We come to this one again. It's Cambridge Advanced Learners Dictionary, Cambridge International Dictionary of English. His father is fatter than him. How can you compare a subject, the father, with an object pronoun? That's not a correct construction. The correct construction should be subject and subject, object and object. So the correct form should have been, structure should have been, his father is fatter than he. Because he is fat and his father is fat too. Not him. It's wrong. Okay? Then the last one, look at yourself. Look at this structure for yourself. Okay? Or for yourselves. He strikes me. What's that? What does that mean? That's Cambridge on page. This is the page. That one, the page is there. You can find it. There are many more. You will find them in my books when I present my books to you. Okay? So, at the end, maybe, of the presentation. It shouldn't be there. We have to delete, we have to elide both the apostrophe and the S. So it can read, you know, he strikes me. Not like this. It doesn't make any sense. Grammatically and semantically speaking. And now we come to the bilingual Oxford Hachette. Remember, in French, H is never pronounced, you know, is silent. So we start with the next letter, which is an alphabet, which is a vowel. A vowel. So, Oxford Hachette, they've written this in the French. It's a bilingual dictionary. This is the biggest publisher of educational textbooks in England, the biggest educational publisher of textbooks in France. They put their heads together to produce this gigantic hardcover book, you know, very powerful indeed. You know, no one is perfect, but these are the supreme authorities as far as language is concerned. They have written this, dit que en anglais. It's wrong. It was supposed to say to read dit le. Que was supposed to be replaced by le. Dit le en anglais. Say it in English. For tracing it, you go to page of this dictionary, first edition, I suppose, on page 488. It's there. You know, black and white is printed there. It's a mistake. We come to this one. Who did you invite? Question mark. Wrong question. Who is always a subject pronoun, relative pronoun. Okay? It shouldn't stand, WH pronoun. It shouldn't stand in front of a verb. It is an object. So it was supposed to be the correct, because the subject here is you, not whom. So it was supposed to read, grammatically speaking, for you to get grades. Whom did you invite? Whom did you invited whom? You are talking to whom, not you are talking to who. That's not grammatical. In an exam situation, you will lose marks. I can assure you of that one. They want you to come close to perfection, even though no one is perfect. And now we come to the American dictionary. I've picked one. It says it hasn't been mentioned in the introduction. I just saw it by passing. And so Merriam-Webster from America. Look at how they write possessive. We call this a typographic error. They've got all the computers. This is the richest nation on this planet. But look at what is happening. And you can find more mistakes. I just picked one. It's not that, this is not the way we write. They check, they are proofread by machines, by people, excellent. For this one, it's almost 100 people compilers. But still, the mistake somehow mysteriously will creep into your final product. Here we are. It's supposed to be double S, possessive. So as you can see, no one is perfect. But if we make it a point to become critical readers, then we'll really push linguistics forward, even any other science forward, rather than remaining stagnant. You see, we need always to innovate, to move forward, to keep on improving, bettering the performances, linguistic, technological, or otherwise. We need to be moving forward. Some years back, we were not like this. Today, we used to have kingdoms. Today, we have what? We have democracies here and there. And so this democracy, some say, is maybe plutocracy. It's only the rich having a voice. The poor are not listened to. Maybe they are right. But we have to move forward so that the poor too can have a bigger voice. And now, before closing the chapter, let me introduce to you whatever I've been saying here. If you buy this book, Advanced Senior Practical Confidence in English Examinations, you will find at the annex pages, more of these gray areas for each one of these dictionaries I've mentioned. I've got attached pages in this title. And then you can also, why not, if you're interested in learning a second or third or maybe the first language, French, here's my French textbook. And then you can also buy it. You will visit, you'll find the description below this presentation. That's for French. If you are in grade 8, junior secondary, here's a book for you, junior secondary, all right? It's advanced. By that we mean it caters for all syllabi, whether American, British, because after all, these children will not remain where they are today. They will be moving around. We talk of a global village. So give them an education which can not make them losers when they travel. This is for junior, and this is for upper primary school, grade 5, 6, 7. This is their book also. And so, as you can see, you can find below in the description, you can visit also my YouTube for more educational videos. I've produced about 25 or so, between 20 and 25. I can't remember the exact number. So visit them, you choose the topic of your choice, you analyze, we discuss, and so on. And of course, why not? Like everybody else, I too am asking for assistance, financial, material, in order for me to continue producing more videos, more educational videos. We want to make education, a pleasurable experience, not, like a punishment, okay? So like that, I need also your assistance in order for me to be producing more and more videos. Otherwise, it's not easy to be an island and to succeed in this life. No one can be, an island, not even a country, not even a group of people. So once again, if we become critical readers, critical listeners, not hearers. Hearers, you just perceive the sound passively. But a listener, you're active. You want to know the message. Active listener. Let's be critical readers and listeners, and then science will move forward for the benefit of everyone concerned. We have all to go to school. The rich person The rich take their children to school, the poor take their children to school, everybody takes their, because that's where we can gain knowledge. And knowledge is hidden in books, not spoken. You see, if you visit the UK or even America, the spoken English in the UK, you are lost. You won't understand everything, anything at all. You know, they speak Cockney, they speak different dialects of English in the UK. It's only the spoken form. But if you go to any school, anywhere, it's either you study the RP, receive the pronunciation, standard English, even in business, even in the news, BBC, the English there at the peak time, it's RP. So when you go to school, it's only RP. But when you listen to people speaking along the street of London, it's a, you know, you can't even understand what they are saying. It's Cockney. It's just spoken form. It's not written. And even if you write, you can't take it in an examination, you lose marks. So let's improve, you know, each one, let's contribute something to making learning of languages and any other learning a pleasurable experience indeed. I invite you to my next video, which will also concern sounds. For instance, when you write BLESSED, when is it pronounced blessed? And when is it pronounced blessed? That's my next video very shortly. God willing, inshallah. I thank you for your attention and kindly do await the next one.